A rat steals food. We call it a thief. But when we steal from bees, we call it nature. Same action, different judgment. So tell me, is it really about right and wrong, or just where you're standing? Because in this world, right and wrong aren't fixed. They bend, depending on perspective. From where you stand determines what you see. To the rat, it's survival. To you, it's theft. To the bee, it's destruction. To you, it's harvest. And still, we walk around like our version is the only truth. Not just believing it, but defending it, arguing for it, protecting it, sometimes even destroying others because of it. Think about it. The last time you judged someone, maybe it was how they spoke, how they acted, the choices they made. You didn't know everything about them. You didn't know what they've been through, what they were taught, what they had to survive. But from your standpoint, it was enough to decide, they're wrong. Now flip it. Somewhere out there, someone has judged you, misunderstood you, reduced your story to one moment, and from their standpoint, you were the problem. Same world, same reality, different conclusions. A fly lands on garbage, then lands on your food, and you call it dirty. But the fly doesn't think it's dirty, it just exists. So who decides what's clean and what's not? We do. Humans do. We name things, we label things, we assign meaning, and then we forget that we were the ones who created those meanings in the first place. We divide the world into categories, good and bad, right and wrong, success and failure, normal and strange. But those categories aren't universal truths, they're reflections of perspective. Now imagine this, a world ruled by crows, loud, chaotic, relentless. What would a swan look like in that world? Too calm, too quiet, too different, not admired, but judged, questioned, outcasted, maybe even punished, not because it's wrong, but because it doesn't match the majority. In a world of mad crows, the swan becomes the problem, and if enough crows agree, the swan doesn't just look wrong, it becomes wrong in their eyes. That's how powerful perspective is. It doesn't just shape opinions, it shapes reality. And this doesn't just happen in nature. It happens every day, between people, in friendships, in relationships, in families. Two people experience the same situation and walk away with completely different stories. One says, "I was disrespected." The other says, "I was defending myself." One says, "You changed." The other says, "I finally became myself." Both feel right, both feel justified, and both are standing in different places. That's where conflict really begins, not in actions, but in perspectives that refuse to understand each other. We argue, we debate, we try to prove each other wrong, not because we're searching for truth, but because we want to be right, because we're attached to where we stand. But here's the truth most people avoid. If two people are standing on different mountains, looking at the same valley, they will describe it differently, not because one is lying, but because they're seeing from different heights. And yet, we try to force agreement. We try to make others see exactly what we see. We try to win perspectives instead of understanding them. But if thoughts aren't at the same height, there's nothing to conquer. Not every difference is a fight. Not every disagreement needs a winner. Sometimes, it's just two perspectives existing at the same time. And the moment you understand that, everything changes. You stop rushing to judge. You start asking questions instead. You listen more. You react less. You begin to see people for what they are, not from your lens, but from theirs. And that doesn't mean everything becomes right. It means you finally understand why it makes sense to them. And maybe that's what awareness really is. Not proving yourself right, but realizing you're not always standing in the only place that matters. So the next time you're quick to judge, pause. Ask yourself, am I seeing the full picture, or just the version that makes sense from where I stand? Because right and wrong aren't always facts, they're angles. And the moment you change your position, the truth you see changes too.